Hello and welcome back. We are diving deep into our Richest Man in Babylon book, The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clayson. So, one of my favorite personal finance books, and I want to share, and I have been enjoying sharing and deep diving with you all. Just hearing about your key takeaways, receiving your emails and your DMs and your messages about the things that we have shared so far, and I look forward to what we're going to share. If you are on a journey to getting to a place where you have enough income that you can start to make an impact in the world, then join us here at Breathing Bakeable as we continue to take this journey together. So, we are starting with 7 cures for a lean purse. The glory of Babylon endures. Down through the ages, its reputation comes to us as the richest of cities, its treasures as fabulous. Yet it was not always so. The riches of Babylon were the results of the wisdom of its people. They first had to learn how to become wealthy. I want you to take notes. If you have your Plan to Prosper Money Management Planner Journal, and I don't have my copy here in front. Oh, yes, I do. I got to step away for a hot second because I moved some things around. I've been in the office working today, printing out legal documents, and I've moved some stuff around. But if you don't have your Plan to Prosper Money Management and Planning Journal, I suggest that you get it so you can keep your notes as we deep dive the book, that you can keep your notes and the ideas that come to you from your reading in it. So they first had to learn how to become wealthy. I want you to make note of that. When the good king Sargon returned to Babylon after defeating his enemies, the Elamites, he was confronted with a serious situation. The royal chancellor explained it to the king thus: After many years of great prosperity brought to our people because your majesty built the great irrigation canals and the mighty temples of the gods, now that these works are completed, the people seem unable to support themselves. The laborers are without employment. Sounds like life right now, right? The merchants have few customers. The farmers are unable to sell their produce. The people have not enough gold to buy food. But where has all the gold gone that we spent for these great improvements? Demanded the king. It has found its way, I fear, responded the chancellor, into the possession of a few very rich men of our city. It filtered through the fingers of most of our people as quickly as the goat's milk goes through the strainer. Now that the stream of gold has ceased to flow, most of our people have nothing to show for their earnings. That is such as life, right? How many people have worked 40 years, 40 plus years, retired, and still don't have much to show from a life of long hours and hard work? The king was thoughtful for some time. Then he asked, why should so few men be able to acquire all the gold? Because they know how, replied the chancellor. Write that down. Because they know how. One may not condemn a man for succeeding because he knows how. Neither may one with justice take away from a man what he has fairly earned to give to men of less ability. There is no Robin Hood, where no one's coming to save you. We have to all figure this out for ourselves. We can't rob from the rich to give to the poor because that doesn't fix the situation. And we'll keep explaining why. But why, demanded the king, should not all the people learn how to accumulate gold and therefore become themselves rich and prosperous? Quite possible, Your Excellency, but who can teach them? Certainly not the priests, because they know not of making money. Who knows best in all our city how to become wealthy, Chancellor? Asked the king. The question answers itself, Your Majesty. Who has amassed the greatest wealth in Babylon? Well said, my able chancellor. It is Arcad. He is the richest man in Babylon. Bring him before me on the morrow. Upon the following day, as the king had decreed, Arcad appeared before him, straight and sprightly, despite his 70 years and 10. So he was about 70 years old. Arcad spoke the king, "Is it true thou art the richest man in Babylon?" "So it is reported, your majesty, and no man disputes it." "How became thou so wealthy?" "By taking advantage of opportunities available to all citizens of our good city." Remember that opportunities come to each and every one of us. We may not be prepared when they arrive. We may not be in the best position to take advantage of them, but opportunity comes to each and every one of us, and it is up to us to use the hand we've been dealt. And you can use and win with the hand you've been dealt. But I digress. "Thou had nothing to start with, only a great desire for wealth. Besides that, nothing." "Arcad," continued the king, "our city is in a very unhappy state because a few men know how to acquire wealth and therefore monopolize it, while the mass of our citizens lack the knowledge of how to keep any part of the gold they receive. It is my desire that Babylon be the wealthiest city in the world. Therefore, it must be a city of many wealthy men. Therefore, we must teach all the people how to acquire riches. Tell me, Arcad, is there any secret to acquiring wealth that can it be taught?" "It is practical, your majesty. That which one man knows can be taught to others. There's nothing you can't learn." And I'll say that again, there is nothing you can't learn, because just think about it. You came into the world not knowing how to do anything. You didn't know how to walk. You didn't know how to talk. You didn't know how to crawl. You learned everything you know now. You learned. Okay. The king's eyes glowed. "Arcad, thou speakest the words I wish to hear. Wilt thou lend thyself to this great cause? Wilt thou teach thy knowledge to a school for teachers, each of whom shall teach others until there are enough trained to teach these truths to every worthy subject in my domain?" Arcad bowed and said, "I am thy humble servant to command. Whatever knowledge I possess will I gladly give for the betterment of my fellow men and the glory of my king. Let your good chancellor arrange for me a class of 100 men, and I will teach to them those 7 cures which did fatten my purse, than which was there none leaner in all of Babylon." A fortnight later, in compliance with the king's command, the chosen 100 assembled in the great hall of the Temple of Learning, seated upon colorful rings in a semicircle. Arcad sat beside a small tabaret upon which smoked a sacred lamp, sending forth a strange and pleasing odor. "Behold, the richest man in Babylon," whispered a student, nudging to his neighbor as Arcad arose. "He is but a man even as the rest of us. As a dutiful subject of our great king," Arcad began, "I stand before you in his service, because once I was a poor youth who did greatly desire gold, and because I found knowledge that enabled me to acquire it, he asked that I impart unto you my knowledge. I started my fortune in the humblest way. I had no advantage not enjoyed as fully by you and every citizen in Babylon. The first storehouse of my treasure was a well-worn purse. I loathed its useless emptiness. I desired that it would be round and full, clinging with the sound of gold. Therefore, I sought every remedy for a lean purse. I found 7. To you who are assembled before me, shall I explain the 7 cures for a lean purse, which I do recommend to all men who desire much gold. Each day for 7 days will I explain to you one of the 7 remedies. Listen attentively to the knowledge that I will impart. Debate it with me. Discuss it amongst yourselves. Learn these lessons thoroughly, that you may also plant in your own purse the seed of wealth. First, must each of you start wisely to build a fortune of his own. Then will thou be competent, and only then, to teach these truths to others. I shall teach you in simple ways how to fatten your purses. This is the first step leading to the temple of wealth, and no man may climb who cannot plant his feet firmly upon the first step. We shall now consider the first cure. Start thy purse to fattening. Arcad addressed the thoughtful man in the second row. "My good friend, at what craft workest thou?" "I," replied the man, "am a scribe and carve records upon the clay tablets Even at such labor did I myself earn my first coppers. Therefore, thou hast the same opportunity to build a fortune. He spoke to a florid-faced man further back. Pray tell, also what dost thou to earn thy bread? I responded, this man am a meat butcher. I do buy the goats the farmers raise and kill them and sell the meat to the housewives and the hides to the sandal makers. Because thou dost also labor and earn, thou hast every advantage to succeed that I did possess. In this way, Arcad proceeded to find out how each man labored to earn his living. When he had done questioning them, he said, now, my students, you can see that there are many trades and labors at which men may earn coins. Each of the ways of earning a stream is a stream of gold from which the worker doth divert by his labors a portion to his own purse. Therefore, into the purse of each of you flows a stream of coins, large or small, according to his ability. Is it not so? Thereupon they agreed that it was so. Then continued Arcad, if each of you desireth to build for himself a fortune, it is not wise to start by utilizing, is it not wise to start by utilizing the source of wealth which he already has established? To this they agreed. Then Arcad turned to a humble man who had declared himself as an egg merchant. If thou select one of thy baskets and put into it each morning 10 eggs, and take out one from it each evening, if thou select one of thy baskets and put into it each morning 10 eggs, and take out from it each evening 9 eggs, what will eventually happen? In time, it will become overflowing. Why? Because each day I put in one more egg than I take out. Arcad turned to the class with a smile. Does any man here have a lean purse? First, they looked amused. Then they laughed. Lastly, they waved their purses in jest. All right, he continued. Now I should tell thee the first remedy I learned to cure a lean purse. Do exactly as I have suggested to the egg merchant. For every 10 coin thou place within thy purse, take out for use but 9. Thy purse will start to fatten at once, and its increasing weight will feel good in thy hand and bring satisfaction to thy soul. Derade not what I say because of its simplicity. Truth is always simple. It's a lot that's complicated. I'm saying that part. That didn't say that, but it's a lot that's complicated. I told thee I would tell how I built my fortune. This was my beginning. I too carried a lean purse and cursed it because there was naught within to satisfy my desires. But when I began to take out from my purse but 9 parts of 10 that I put in, it began to fatten. So will thine. Now I will tell you a strange truth, the reason for which I know not. When I ceased to pay out more than 9/10 of my earnings, I managed to get along just as well. I was not shorter than before. Also, ere long, did coins come to me more easily than before. Surely it is a law of the gods that unto him who keepeth and spendeth not a certain part of all his earnings shall gold come more easily. Likewise, him whose purse is empty does gold avoid. Which desirest thou the most? Is it the gratification of thy desires of each day, a jewel, a bit of finery, better raiment, more food, things quickly gone and forgotten? Or is it substantial belongings, gold, lands, herds, merchandise, income bringing investments? The coin thou takest from thy purse, bring the first. The coins thou leavest within it, bring the latter. This, my students, was the first cure I did discover for my lean purse. For each 10 coins I put in, to spend but 9. Debate this amongst yourselves. If any man proves it untrue, tell me upon the morrow when we shall meet again. So I want to share that with you all today because that has been one principle that has really transformed my financial situation. And if you take anything from this book, I hope and pray that this is one of the key principles that you take away because, again, as you begin to implement saving a portion off the top first, you'll begin to notice that your financial situation will change you, because that 90% that you have left of the 100%, you save 10% first. The 90%, you are able to manage and still make ends meet and do the things that you need to do. And you don't miss the 10 that you are starting to create a new habit and form a new plan that is going to help you get to your place of financial freedom. So a portion of all you earn is yours to keep, and start with no less than 10%. So that is the first cure for a lean purse. So I wanted to share that with you all today. Let me know your key takeaway from that particular portion that we shared today. And if you find any of the ideas from this book or that I've mentioned or suggested helpful, please make sure that you like this video. If you're not already a subscriber, then make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on a video on my channel as we discuss building wealth and financial freedom. My name is LaKeisha Mallett. I am your partner in prosperity. I want to wish you all an amazing day. Be positive, be prosperous. Bye-bye.